Greetings and welcome to another interesting day. Today is day 12 of our 21-day personal leadership retreat. This retreat is organized by our Family Care Foundation to help us put ourselves together for the journey of 2026 and beyond. We thank you especially for taking time to always be with us, to learn from us, to recommend us, to guide us, and to encourage us in what we are doing in families, in young people, and in society. Today we are talking about Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet that deals with growth, fruitfulness, and expansion. Growth, fruitfulness, and expansion. So, how can we embody the attributes of Jupiter as a way of putting ourselves together, empowering ourselves to face the journey of 2026? Think of fruitfulness, think of expansion. The very first way we would want to encourage you of how to embody the attributes of Jupiter is to always think of the big picture, have the big picture in mind. Most times we reduce ourselves, we become very small when we over-focus, when we put too much attention on little details. While it is very important to keep our minds on little details, to pay attention to small details sometimes, when you are thinking Jupiter, when you are thinking expansion, you should always have the big picture in your mind. And what is the big picture? Your soul, your sun, your core value. Okay, so where is your core value heading to? Is it for the protection of your family? Is it for the advancement of your community? Is it for even to heal your and perfect your identity, to build a character that you can be proud of? That core value becomes the big picture that you would always focus on instead of getting caught up with minor details. So the first way you can embody the attributes of Jupiter is always to have the big picture at the back of your mind and let that guide you. And the only thing that can give you that big picture is your core value. So you see how these planets are beginning to connect. Their values, their attributes are beginning to connect. That is the very first one. And then secondly, we say when you talk about fruitfulness, secondly, when we talk about how to embody the attributes of Jupiter, we say you have to always be positive. Okay? Have a positive mindset. Being positive doesn't mean you are over optimistic or you just believe you can build castles in the air, but is to always look at the fact that things can always get better for you. Okay, so with your big picture at the back of your mind, being guided by the big picture, you have to be positive about it. Most persons, they have developed a way of, looking at life and being able to spot the many thousand reasons why they can't make progress or why they cannot change. Especially, let me give you an example. Most Nigerians, they look at the facts, they look at the data, they look at the evidence of what our politicians are doing, of what the society has become, of the whole system, and they can rightfully conclude that Nigeria cannot get better. But Nigeria can get better with you first. I believe that's what many of these, even the politicians, that's what they have done. They've bettered Nigeria for themselves. So now they are in step 2, to better it for someone else. What about you? Have you been able to better the country for yourself? So it takes a positive mindset to say, okay, this system that is chaotic, that is not working, it can work for me. Okay, not necessarily to the detriment of another person, but if you follow your core value and you embody the other attributes, you can see that you can bring something almost out of nothing. So that kind of positive mindset, it drives growth. That kind of positive mindset, it encourages expansion. Remember, we say again, Jupiter has to do with fruitfulness, expansion, and growth. Nature is always expanding. Nature is always growing. That is why as we look at Jupiter, we borrow the attributes. When you look at your life and you see that aspects of yourself are compressing, they are becoming too reduced, becoming too small, and it's squeezing you in, making you uncomfortable, you are belittling yourself, you selling yourself short, and you don't see yourself expressing the innate talents and even following the mission that is deep inside of you that has brought you to this planet. Then by embracing Jupiter, you begin to embrace expansion. You begin to experience fruitfulness also. You begin to have the mindset of fruitfulness and growth. Okay, because that is what the light of Jupiter represents. So with these two attributes, by focusing on the big picture and by having a positive mindset and other things that you can also read online and study for yourself when it has to do with growth and expansion, these are the ways we can embody the attributes of Jupiter. I want to ask you today, by the end of 2026, starting from now, what is your big picture? What would you say you would achieve if we get to, let's say, December 2026? That's the call. Okay, so as you step into this day today, remember to have the big picture at the back of your mind. Remember to have a positive mind, no matter how terrible situations are around you. It's a choice. It's a choice for you to have a positive mind. You can either choose to embrace that negativity around you, or choose to say, okay, I have the core value, I have the sun inside of me to do something about it, to turn this negative thing around to become positive and expansive and beautiful. So as we step into this day, we hope you would embody the attributes of Jupiter. You would experience growth and expansion in what you're doing, in your person, in your family, in your community, and you would extend that growth also to the world and beyond. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for all the young persons that you have encouraged to be here. Thank you for also sharing and recommending us to persons, and we hope to continue to get this support from you as we grow and expand as Jupiter calls for. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.